naturally, and just I always find myself finding how to score in offense. I wasn't thinking about that. I was really thinking about guarding him.
You guys tonight had a 10-minute, 30-second stretch without a basket. What has to change to where those stretches aren't happening?
Yeah, definitely it was. And the saddest thing about that is that we, in those 10 minutes, we were playing absolutely really good defense. They weren't scoring, and we just couldn't score for 10 minutes, then which would break the game in our favor, and we would win it in the end. But I don't know. We just in those 10 minutes we weren't following our fundamentals. We weren't making really passes. We were all trying to play a little bit of hero ball, trying to score on our own some tough shots. We were going in we weren't on the 2 feet on the ground. We were making smart decisions, and just that's what at the end that's what cost us the game. Plus the offensive rebounds from the other team.
Three Power 5 losses in a row against Power 5 competition. How's the locker room right now?
Yeah, it's definitely we're not gonna lie that we're not worried, but we are just really sad and but it's December. Of course, we don't want to lose every game, and we lost 3 in a row versus the ranked opponents, but we're for sure gonna be back because. We're going to learn from this, and the feeling we're feeling now, the anger, the sadness is just it's a great motivator. Plus this amazing crowd, every seat in the arena was full, and we're definitely going to bounce back. And in these tough times, we're forced to lean on each other, and I think that's what's gonna be positive for this team, because in these tough times you can't be alone. We're gonna lean into each other, players to players, players to coaches, coaches to coaches, and we're gonna figure this out and. Return this thing around.
How much do you think you guys are still trying to figure things out? Coach said they might have found something with you tonight in your performance.
I mean, definitely. As you know, when we first came, we were the deepest roster in the country. But also that deepest roster in the country thing brings a lot of responsibility, a lot of players which you need to figure out, and only 4 players returned from last year. So our coach Pope had like around 10 new players he had to figure out in 2 months, and it's really hard, and he's still trying to figure it out, and that's what maybe is also the reason for this loss. It's not an excuse, but every game we're still trying to find a lineup of players who are willing to play his system, play what coaches and play the winning basketball. And I really waited for my opportunity, and I mean I follow what they teach, but I also just really play with my heart, because the love that this fans gave us is just amazing.
Obviously, the outcome wasn't what you wanted, but how does it feel to be trusted to guard Carolina superstar and also get that ball?
I mean, honestly, I'm really confident on my own, but plus that trust from coach and me guarding him basically all the game was really what gave me confidence, and I really wanted to prove that it's not a mistake, that I can handle that responsibility, and that was my mindset the whole game. I wasn't even thinking a lot about the offensive end. It's just gonna come natural, the buckets, the rebounds, but I just wanted to guard him.
Was there something rebounding that they were doing? They were getting more glass, or is it just the ball bouncing?
Yeah, they really dominated us on the glass. I don't know what to say. We were honestly still now we were a really good rebounding team. We still are, but just tonight, I don't know what they're doing. They were all 5 players were there. Maybe sometimes for us it would be like their player would shoot, and 2 of our players would already run to score, and we didn't even secure the ball, and that's maybe where we lost the rebounding battle. But that's definitely the number one thing why we lost this, and with the 3-point percentage.
How much are you looking forward to the Gonzaga game because of some of these results? Trying to get that.
You can be more motivated, and this game is probably going to be the toughest one so far. And but like I said, we're going to turn this anger, this sadness into motivation, and that we can change our trajectory and change everything. And we're looking really forward to Nashville, and we're going to do our best.
What are
are some of the good things you take away from this game?
I mean, definitely our defense was really good. Aside from us that we couldn't finish our defensive possession by them getting offensive rebounds, but our we had a really good defensive possessions, and like I said, in those 10 minutes that we didn't score, we didn't even. The saddest thing is that we didn't give any bucket. It was just the result was staying the same, and we just needed one or two buckets in those 10 minutes to break the game and win it. And in this game we couldn't do it, but some great takeaways is definitely our defense, and we showed physicality. We really fight out there, and those are some good takeaways from this game. And the bad takeaways, I mean, are obvious aside from rebounding and three-point percentage. But we're gonna come back to the gym tomorrow and watch the film and prepare for Gonzaga.
Along those lines,
I know it's kind of hard to do that in a loss, but kind of what do you just take away from it?
We just gotta be aggressive. We gotta close the game out though.
We saw in the second half a 10-minute scoring drought. I mean, what kind of went wrong for you guys offensively there? And then in the future, if something were to happen, how do you break out of that funk?
We just gotta lean into the stuff we do. I think we went away from that. We stopped getting to our constants that we have on offense, and I mean, there's guys like me, DA, who we can't let that happen. I mean, that's something we gotta work on. We're working on every day, but it's not translating, so we gotta keep it going.
It seemed like three-point shooting was a struggle tonight as well. Only made one, only attempted 13. Was Carolina doing something to stymie you guys on that end, or how did you see that?
No, I think, one, we weren't making shots, but then the fact that when we got up 13, I think we just weren't. I think we didn't see the opportunity. I think, we were getting to the paint, being aggressive. That's what we do, get to the paint, but we weren't playing off 2 feet a lot where we could, hit guys for open shots. But we're going to see all that in the film.
I'll take it with just the 8 assists. Just what was the disconnect there, especially in the half court once things kind of settled down?
A lot of it was we just weren't making shots, and then on top of that, I think we didn't do a good job of making plays for teammates. That's what we always preach. 8 assists. I mean, that's a bad game. So it kind of speaks for itself.
How? I mean, obviously you didn't have outside competition, much of it with Jalen, but how different does this offense look, you think, with Jalen in there as opposed to what it is right now?
Yeah, it looks different. I feel like y'all seen it. He's played a couple games. Y'all seen it, so we know what J-Lo brings. But we all practice together. So if J-Lo not playing, we all see what it's supposed to look like. We've all seen what our good offense looks like. So if he's not playing, we should still be able to incorporate all those stuff.
You guys have obviously been stressing defense, and I know you wanted to have a good showing against a good team like this.
Yeah.
How frustrating is it to get those early stops, but then the 20 offensive rebounds, 22 second chance points?
Yeah, it sucks. We gotta have perfect possessions. We playing 20 plus seconds of good defense, and then we give up an offensive board, and that puts another 20 on the clock. So we can't have that.
You talked about the lowest.
The play of Yelovich.
Huh?
Can you talk about the play of Yelovich, what you saw from him?
Yeah, he did good. He was really physical. He did a good job of standing up. Number 8. That's the type of physicality all of us have been asking for, and he really did a good job of that. He got closed out.
We talked about the 8 assists. The low assist count's kind of been the theme in the 3 ranked games. Just do you think that's just a new group, or kind of just people just that haven't played together long?
Shoot, I don't know. I feel like even if it's a new group, we've been here since the summer. That chemistry got to be there. I think it's just a matter of us slowing down in the moment, not letting the crowd or not letting the game, speed us up. Like we practice every day. Like we know what it looks like. So when we come to games, we can't change it up and shy away from those stuff that we know works. So it doesn't matter of just. I feel like we just got to be calm. Like when we get in these type of games, like we a little antsy, trying to make a home run play. So we just gotta get back to our roots.
And the rest of the schedule for December, there's not really any non-major games. You got St. John's, Indiana, Gonzaga on Friday. Just kind of how do you approach those games after the last 3 games, and what are the practices need to be like in between?
Yeah, no, that's the good part about it. I mean, we get another opportunity soon, a couple days to change the script, rewrite the narrative. So that's a good part about it. So I mean, obviously we wish we could have got this one bad, but we know we got to do better, and then we get another opportunity at a really good team coming up.
You referenced not making shots a couple times. How do you feel like the transition offense is functioning right now? Is there something missing? Do you guys feel like you're still clicking on all cylinders when you're moving in transition?
Yeah, I think that's when we're at our best. That's when we're getting a lot of open looks. The ball's moving, we out in transition, but that comes with getting stops and then getting the boards. So if we could have limited their offensive rebounds, we could have got out in transition, made the game a little more easier, but we didn't.
There seemed to be more of a sense of calm. Like after Michigan State, it's almost like you could feel the tension, but it seems like you guys are, I don't know if quietly confident is the right phrase, but why do you feel like there's no sense of panic right now?
Because it's still early. We still got a whole lot of season left, so it's just a matter of us, turning it. That's, like I said earlier, that's the good part about this. We still have so many more games, to play. These great teams, and to rewrite the narrative. We can never panic. I feel like when it's time to panic is when it's later in the season. If we're still doing this, that's when it's time to panic. But right now, we still got to show up every single day, and we can't be dwelling on the past games. So. I mean, we all believe in each other. We all believe in the staff, so that's why we're confident that it's going to change. It's going to flip.
And Coach Pope said he felt like you guys kind of found yourself a little bit tonight. Obviously, on a loss, it's kind of hard to take away from that. But what positive do you take away from this? What areas do you think that you did find yourself?
I think defensively, we got better. We was more physical, connected. It wasn't like we weren't leaving our teammates on the island, so we got better at that. And then even our transition offense, when we got to it was good. So, I mean, it's always been like positives that you can take from the game. And, those were a couple.
And transition offense, is that kind of why you all pressed part of the second half to kind of speed up the game a little bit?
Yeah. The defensive rebounding at Tega, was that North Carolina being good, or was that a problem? Was there something you guys weren't doing that led to all those offensive rebounds?
I think that was them. It was a little bit of both, them being good, and then, a couple of times our guards, including myself, we didn't rebound down. Like the 15 feet area, we gotta go get those. Because Mally, Ellie, BG, they're all going to war in the paint, so we had to get those. But I mean, they got 2 guys who averaged like 10 boards, so we knew coming in that we was gonna have to hit and go get. And we was hitting, we left out that go get part.
What happened in the second half with that 10-minute drought? Was that something they were doing, or was it just shots not falling?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. In the moment, I didn't even realize it was a 10-minute drought. I don't even remember, for me.
I guess do you think that? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, do you think that the lack of 3 from you guys didn't allow you guys to kind of get your offensive rhythm that you normally do?
Yeah, we didn't hit 3s at all, but I feel like we still could have won. We still got good looks. So, I mean, it just came down to that, us making a couple more shots, and then defensively, towards the end, we sold a little bit. So, I mean, we were still in a position where we could have won, even with us not making shots.
Ortega, you guys have then lost 3 straight ranked games. What's that locker room like right now, and what's the message to some newer guys, younger guys, to hey, keep your heads up? This is a long season.
Yeah, that's the message for. I mean, obviously the locker room a little eerie right now. It's fresh wound, but that's the message. It's a long season. Like we ain't even at the conference. Like that's the crazy part. It's like we can still flip it. So obviously, yeah, we dropped the ball on these 3 games, but it's still so much more hoops left.
When things go wrong at Kentucky, there's obviously a lot of outside noise. What's the key for you guys to sort of push through that?
We just gotta, we gotta look at it like if we were winning all these games undefeated, there would still be outside noise. So that's how we gotta look at it. Regardless, everyone's gonna talk. Fans gonna talk, haters gonna talk. So we gotta show up regardless of how it's going. But that's really the message. We're at Kentucky where the stakes is higher, and everyone knows that. Like we can't run from that. You got to embrace it. So we just got to use that pressure to better us.
What kind of opportunity do you have? What kind of opportunity do you have on Friday going against Gonzaga?
A big one. Another top ranked team that we get the opportunity to play, change the script, change the narrative. Obviously, we 0-3, so we just get to go out there and flip the switch.
Coach just said that rebounding, you guys aren't. I mean, you guys are a good rebounding team. What was it tonight? What were they doing?
I think there was a lot of 50-50 rebounds. We tried to come up with a lot of them, but I think they came up with more, and that was kind of the deciding factor tonight.
Is there something about that 10-minute drought there in that second half where it was tough to get points? Is there something they were doing, or was it just you guys?
I think shots just weren't falling for us, but we're always going to shoot the next one, and we're gonna live or die with that scenario. So.
Gonzaga coming up, how you guys kind of flush this one and just move on to the next one?
Yeah, like you said, we're gonna flush this one out. We're gonna move on to the next one, and we're gonna come in. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna be prepared.
What do you guys gonna learn from this?
We just need to come together when things get tough, and just to win the rebounding battle.
Was UNC size an issue maybe on some of those offensive rebounds, or kind of?
I don't really think their size was an issue. I think it was just more so they came up with more 50-50 balls. I think there were a couple times the ball would bounce out to the free throw line area, and I think their guards kind of came up with a couple more. But I mean, that's on me. I'm the big man down there. I need to control the glass, so I'm gonna be better.
With you guys being cold from the three-point line, do you think that had an effect of the offense on just the general flow and kind of what you guys are used to?
Maybe a little bit. I'm not 100%, but I mean, at the end of the day, we shot shots that we're going to make 99% of the time. So I think any shot we took tonight, we know that we take it. We practice the shots, and I think we're just going to live or die whether it goes in or not.
Coach did say that he thought Yelovich played pretty well and might have found something with him. Can you talk about just kind of his improvement and development in this offense?
Yelo's a big part of our team. He brings a lot of energy, and I think tonight he kind of burst out of his bubble and really showed BBN and kind of showed the country like who he is and what he's here to do.
This was your closest margin of defeat in your losses. Just how close do you guys feel like you are to getting that first half?
I mean, we're very close. I really think we shouldn't have lost any of the three ranked games that we had, but at the end of the day, we're going to learn from it, and we're just going to flush this one out. We're going to move on to the next one.
This was not a typical game for you guys when it came to assists or offense in general. What do you attribute that to?
I think we just got a little stagnant. I think, like I said before, I think we kind of just got away from us, and we kind of just allowed it to dictate how our offense went.
You said you guys are close. What would get you there?
I think there's just some things we need to figure out as a team, and we're gonna move on from today. We're gonna learn, but we're gonna move on, and we're gonna come prepared for Friday.
Are the things that you're doing more as a result of what the other team is doing, or are you beating yourselves, so to speak?
Kind of think we're beating ourselves a little bit. Like I've said a couple times, I think we kind of just got away from us a little too much tonight, and I think that was kind of the deciding factor in the game.
Coop said earlier that sometimes in critical moments, especially in a drought like the one you all were in there in the second half, you have to find a player and even a specific player that you trust that you know you can go to. Do you feel like this team has a specific thing that you all want to do in a moment like that?
I mean, I think we do. I think anytime we get in a moment like that, the first thing we think of is how can we get the ball into Takeover's hands. I mean, you saw tonight, he was making big play after big play. So I think he's just the guy that we go to when we need a bucket.
Is there a specific play that you're the most comfortable with in a situation like that?